Hello everybody and welcome to Deconstruction Simulator. So the clue is in the name. What we're going to be doing today, a lot of deconstruction and maybe some demolition as well. That is the purpose of the game. The premise of the game, story-wise, is that we used to work for somebody else. He told us to do something. He told us to demolish a house, in fact, that we shouldn't have demolished. We then got fired and we have decided to take a loan out and build our own company to show him what we're really made of. So that's kind of the story behind the game. And this is our warehouse, so this is where we keep everything that we recover. Well, I'll get to that in a moment. You run the whole company from the computer. So you get your contracts for demolition jobs or cleanup jobs and stuff like that just here. We'll get into that in a moment. Orders, this is to do with the warehouse side of things. So you can retrieve things from certain jobs, for example, bricks or wood or furniture or stuff like that. And you can bring it back to your warehouse and sell it here for a bit of extra profit. That is the stock of all the stuff in the warehouse that we have. Tools, as you can see, there's not many available. This is the prologue version of the game. This comes out on the 31st of March. So if you're seeing this video before then it's only a couple of days to wait until you can have a go at this yourself. If you're seeing it after that point, you can download this prologue version right now from Steam. So these are the tools that are available to us in the prologue. And basically you click buy now and you can upgrade their speed so they just work better basically. So you unlock tools and then you can just improve them. Warehouse, so we can expand the warehouse as well, but if you want to edit it in any way, you come here, and this is basically for adding extra shelving, so it comes to a top-down view, and then you can just add extra pallets or something to put wood in or whatever you need. You can place it down. You can't place it down in the red areas, but you can place it down absolutely anywhere else to fill up your warehouse. So it's pretty straightforward. Let's go into garage. I'm not going to bother with this at the moment, but basically if you did that, you would build a garage and you can have bigger vans. I'll get to the van in a moment. And finally, permits. You only get permit 1 in the prologue version, but permits, tier 2, 3, 4, that's just basically unlocking bigger things. So as you can see, we start off with little trailer houses. Then you move up to actual houses until you get to the really fancy homes as you go along. So it's basically just leveling up. As you can see, you need to complete contracts to level up. This is how you do it, basically. So that's the computer side of things. I'll just speak about the warehouse before we take a job. So yeah, this is all where you would bring your stuff back in. So you see we've got a van. I've named our company TP Rex with a wrecking ball because that's kind of what we're doing. The van is only used for at the job site, basically for putting stuff in. You don't actually get to drive to sites or anything like that. It auto does all of that. It's basically just a place to put all of your stuff and bring it back again. So you'll bring all of your stuff back here. So you'll recycle stuff back here as well, but you'll bring maybe bricks back and put them here, wood over there or something like that, and you can sell it. So basically it's just a storeroom for all of the stuff you retrieve from other jobs. So let's go ahead and get a job then. Now I have actually completed the prologue already. This is my second playthrough of it because I was just getting used to the game. And by the time I'd done, I actually did all of these and finished the game. So we're going to redo them. So I'm going to choose what I thought was a pretty good one. So now abandoned shanty or life upgrade. Actually, I'll talk through them. So these are the types of jobs you can get. So this first job here, for example, is basically just a cleanup job. All you will do here is recover this stuff for the customer, and then we can take the blue items back to the warehouse. Well, these ones here, sorry. The blue is a rare item. The white is a common item. That's right. So you need to recover those for the customer, and we can have these as a little bonus for ourselves. So that's basically just a house clearance. These ones are a little bit more involved as we can destroy some walls. So we're going to go ahead and do that. And I did life upgrade. I think this one... Yeah, we'll do this one, I think. We'll do life upgrade purely because it allows us to do some bricks and stuff. So I'm going to do this as well. So we'll do life upgrades. I'll accept the contract. Now I know that there are bricks in the wall here. Sometimes the wall, like in the other one, for example, abandoned shanty, it's just a wooden wall, so you get planks from that. I know there are bricks here. So if you buy yourself a pallet, we can take this with us in the van. We can put our bricks on this and we can make some extra money by saving some of the bricks. Now, we've only got a small van, so unfortunately, we can only really do one. there are about 5 or 6 upgrades to the van, all the way up to a big truck. So you can only do little things at the beginning of the game, but you can purchase bigger vehicles, which will allow you to do more things. If there are any small items, which I don't think there are in this particular one, but if there were, you can purchase a box here and you can put small items in. So basically, like it shows you there, toasters, alarm clocks, books and stuff off a bookshelf. All of that stuff goes in there, and then that can be sold as well. Let's go ahead to the job site then and see what we've got to do. So here we are at the job site then. So if you press the tab key, it brings up all of the job sheet basically, and it also comes in this nice plastic sleeve as well, just like in real life. So this is all what we've got to do, and there's the breakdown of the cost as well. So it's all done like an invoice. It's quite nice. So this is all the stuff we've got to do. If you don't want to keep coming back to that, you don't have to. It's all on the left-hand side. When you walk into a room, a bit like in, say, House Flipper, it will come up with everything that needs doing in that room. This van right here is the customer van, so anything that the customer wants retrieving, wants putting in that van, and that gets sent to the customer. Other things can just go into the back of our van. Let's get inside and see what we're dealing with here. So immediately you can see then on the left in the hall, the customer wants us to recover the wardrobe, which is there. And I think that's about it for there. And then they also want, we can take the sofa to the warehouse. I think that's all we need to do that wise. But if you're unsure, as I say, you can just come back to tab. So recover customer TV. So the customer wants the TV from the stash. So that's outside, and they also want the dresser from the living room, and they want the wardrobe. Now you can see, if you're unsure of what these items are, if you press the 4 key, it comes up with a little scanner, so you can see what things are. So then you can mark them as well if you want to, so you know what's what. So we know they want the wardrobe. We know that this sofa is ours. We're taking that back to the warehouse. Now you can, in some instances, take some other items away as well. Now I did try that a couple of times on the other map that I did, the other job, and I got done for stealing. I stole their toilet, their sink. I was just putting items in the back of the van thinking it was a full takedown job, but I got fined for stealing items. So you basically have to stick, unless it says otherwise, stick to what it says, and then you won't get done for stealing. But if you come across a job where it says take whatever you like, I guess you can take whatever you like. A lot of these items, particularly like the fridge and stuff, even though, because it's a common item, that means that you might not be able to sell it as quickly, I suppose, because it's common and people just don't need them. $60 isn't bad for that, but think about the size of our van. You have to make multiple trips, and you do have to pay for your fuel for your journeys. So if you're going backwards and forwards a lot, you're going to quickly drain that $60 by driving to and from the site quite a few times, trying to take everything. So try and go, as the game said, try and go for rare items, I think, at least at the beginning. Once you get a bigger van, you can start putting in other things. Right, shall we get dismantling this wardrobe? Because that's the one thing that they definitely want. So let's dismantle this wardrobe. So to dismantle it, you need to open it up. We'll put a little torch on so we can see what we're doing. And basically, you get your screwdriver and undo everything. So you pull these off. Now, they are keeping this, so I don't know why we're being so violent with getting these off. You'd think you'd take these off a bit more carefully, but do those and unscrew everything. And basically, we're taking this wardrobe down to flat pack, and then we'll put it in the back of the van. Some of these take quite a while to do. Obviously, that's where the upgrades to the screwdriver and a few other things would come in. You also have to make sure you remember to click them to remove them as well, once you've undone them. But this is basically the core of the game. It's deconstruction. It is completely, you've got completed objects, and basically you need to deconstruct. So it is exactly what it says on the tin. What I have found is the camera is a bit weird sometimes, like when you come into these. It takes a little bit of getting used to, because it's kind of, it's partially a free camera, but also kind of not. It's hard to explain. You'll know if you ever try it yourself. You'll know exactly what I mean. It just takes a little bit of getting used to, but once you get used to it, it is fine. Right, that can be removed. So I'll do a little bit more of this, and then I'll probably bring you back when I've got the wardrobe down as flat pack furniture. Okay, so now I've undone everything. It's just a case of clicking everything until it all goes into the box, like so. And this is a premium item. This one's going back into the customer's van then. So recover this for the customer. You are incredibly strong, so you can carry everything in this game. He does walk very slowly when it's a really heavy item, but other than that, you can carry absolutely anything, it seems. I've carried massive piles of bricks, massive sacks of rubble and stuff as well. Anything. It doesn't make any difference. Now, the stash, I believe, is here. So the customer wants out of here an old TV, if I'm right. That's the one. So if we grab hold of that and load that into the customer's van as well. Like so. So we've got the living room to do. So what's missing from the living room then? Recover the customer dresser, which I think is that just there. And then we're taking this to the warehouse. So I'm going to move this TV because it doesn't say we can take this. So I'm going to just place that down there. So they want this dresser. So same as the wardrobe again. Case of just undoing it all and flat packing it down. You can do the screws from both sides. Don't actually need to be on the other side, but it is a very fine click. So I do find it easier to do it correctly, but you can, if you master it, do it from the same spot. There you go. You just have to get the right spot, and then you can make it highlight to save having to move the camera all of the time. Do these screws while we're here as well. Might as well go the other side now. So I think one thing I would definitely do when I get the full version of this game is get a faster screwdriver and a slightly better... I don't know if the faster screwdriver would also count for undoing the bits as well. So if I take this front off here... This is where the camera gets very strange, because now we're under the ground. Get it faster to be able to do that and faster to unscrew. They would be my first upgrades, because that is something that takes the longest. But once it's done, it is done, I suppose. There you go. Done. Right, that can go in the back of the van as well. So we just need to take that sofa. So I'm going to grab that and put that in the back of our van. And I think then it's just on to destruction side of things. As I say, though, if I just go back to the scanner here, every item does get displayed. So I think... As I say, I got the feeling you can take lots of items, but I did get done for stealing. So I think unless the job says take whatever you like, and there is one that we can't do that says that because it's not available in the prologue. So I'm guessing there will be jobs where it says, hey, I don't want anything in there, take what you like. But we're just here to do this particular job. Right, let's prove our strength and carry this sofa by ourselves. Which is quite impressive. It's a shame you don't, in some ways, have to have, like, 2 people for this and do the old backwards and forwards through the doors, like everybody does, to try and get it through, but I think that would probably get annoying after a while. All right, let's open the van. Right, what do we want to put in here? Now, I think I might have to take 2 trips with this. There's no way I'm going to get the bricks and a sofa in here, I don't think. But if I am going to do that, then it would definitely have to be bricks in there first, maybe turn the sofa upside down. Let's take this inside, because we can. When I first started playing the game, I was bringing the bricks out, so I was grabbing them and just taking them, because I thought there's no way it's going to let you carry a whole pallet's worth of bricks, but it does. So, tip for you if you do play the game, bring the pallets inside and put your bricks on it inside, because it's just so much better. Now, we've only got the 1 pallet, so there's no need for us to save every wall, so I'm just going to save 1 of them. So we can just get straight in with some destruction here. So X marks the spot. Let's start destroying some stuff. When you've got loads of items, if you then press 3, then you come with your garbage bag, and then you can fill it up. We have to take this with us as well, so you don't leave this at the site or anything like that. So make sure you've got enough room in your van for all of the garbage as well. This gets recycled. I think you get a little bit of money for it as well. It gets recycled back at base. You do have to do all of the cleanup yourself. Surprisingly, it doesn't take too long. It looks like it would take forever. Like when we just knocked all that stuff down there, you thought, oh, it's going to take forever. But actually, it's not too bad. He usually picks up about 3 or 4 items at a time when there is the opportunity to do so. That's not too bad. You've got to be careful as well not to damage things. For example, that washing machine. Because we will get a penalty for that. And it can eat into your profits quite a bit. I mean, we're going to get about... I think it was about 300 for this job, but the penalty can be easy, 150. So you don't want to be doing too many of the penalties. So you've got to be a little bit careful with what you're doing. Right, I think that's got it all. Is there one more? I think that's got it all. So this is now nearly full. About 3/4 of the way there. So when this is full, we'll have to take this bag back outside. And get a new one. So you do get, I think this is a 2-day job. So we've got 2 days to do this. The time just tick by. If it gets dark, you can work at night time, but it does get very dark. So you kind of have an enforced stop there because you can't really see what you're doing anymore. The day goes by slow enough that it's not too rapid. You have got a little bit of time, which I quite like. I don't think they want anything here, do they? Destroy walls. I think the door's going as well. So before we destroy too many bricks, I'm going to save this wall. I think this wall should be enough. We've got that one as well. I'm just going to take this one down. Let's just clean this, and then we'll take some bricks out ready for saving. Just to make sure we've got enough. Right, so this bag is full. So we'll put this outside. Like I say, I don't think we might have to make more than one trip here. Just to make sure everything's cleaned away. Alright, that's cleaned up enough that we can see what we're doing at least. So, how do we get these bricks out then? So what we need to do is first take off plasterboard. So, let's undo this from the wall itself. Like so. And then you can just pop that panel off. Just drop it over there for now. Then you take out your hammer and chisel. And then you can just loosen up these bricks, clean them up a bit, and that will enable us to take these bricks out in good condition, and hopefully we can make some profit on them. So from what I've seen, the profit that you make on little items like this is basically going to pay for better tools, maybe towards vehicles as well. I think the main job money is going to go towards vehicles. I think this is mostly going to help pay for your tool upgrades. I think it's definitely worth doing. And your other bills, of course. So you've got rent to pay for the... I think that might do us. You've got rent to pay for the warehouse and as well as fuel. So, you know, all those bills, they do add up. So being able to recycle some stuff like this does help with each job. It's so much better now. Now I know you can do this. I was playing it off camera and walking outside because for some reason you can only carry, what is it, 6 bricks or something like that. despite being one of the strongest people to have ever lived. And you can carry, you can carry this whole pallet out, no problem. Despite being super strong, we can only carry 6 bricks. Alright, I think just one more set, I think. Yes, and then as soon as it gets covered over, once it's tied down, it is finished, so we can pick this up, unbelievably, and walk it over to the van like it's absolutely nothing. We'll try and load this in. So I think if we put this in first, I'll try and get it as deep in the van as I can as well. Somewhere around there. Now, can I get... Let me just check to see how much... So clean up... I think we only need to take 1 garbage bag with us to get the thing ticked off. I don't think we need to take both of them. If I just take this, that should tick that off. I wonder if I can do... I don't think we're going to be able to do this necessarily, but we'll see. Sometimes this sort of thing works, sometimes it doesn't. Right, let's rotate this. Which way is that rotated now? Rotate it upwards. Right, can I get this in like this? I wonder. Oh, I don't think it's going to be... It's not happy with it. Not happy. No. It's not going to be happy. That's annoying. You see, I think in real life you could maybe go a little bit diagonal with that, and it probably would, but... Yeah, I don't think it's going to go in there. Okay, well, we'll have to make 2 trips for that. We'll have to leave it there for now. Okay, we're not going to leave it there for now. It has now been damaged. That's annoying. That's annoying. Yeah, I didn't mean to do that. That is very annoying. Well, normally, we'd have come back for it and I would have put it in here and taken it no problem. But I have damaged it in trying to get it in there. That's annoying. Well, that shouldn't happen. Never mind. Never mind. Let's finish the job. Unfortunately, and that was only our benefit, so it's not harmed the customer. It's just harmed us. Received a penalty, sofa destroyed. It cost us 50. We have got a penalty for it, but there's nothing I can do about it now. That's unfortunate. That's the first time that's happened. Usually, I've got furniture in the van, no problem. If it doesn't fit like it didn't there, you just go back to the warehouse, empty the van, bring it back, and you can put it in. It's no problem. But, which is what I was trying to do just there. But sadly, we have damaged the sofa. It's a bit annoying you get penalized for it, because I'm pretty sure, that was just to take back to the warehouse. It's like a... I don't know how it works, but it's like a gift from the person whose job this is. So I'm not really sure why they give us a $50 penalty for damaging it, since we're selling it anyway, but I guess they wanted it to go to a good home, and we've just destroyed it. Never mind. Let's finish cleaning up. I suppose at least we can get more rubble and stuff taken care of now. So we'll still make a little bit of money by taking an extra bag of stuff with us. But I can fit more rubble sacks in here now. Alright, what is it not happy with? I think it's just not happy with that. And I think if we do that, we can actually finish the job. There you go. I think we've about finished the job here. Living room, recover for the customer the dresser. Take the warehouse sofa, which we can't do now. So I don't know if I'm going to fail this mission or not. I think I probably am, because I can't take something that's damaged. But it is one of those things. But even if we do fail, it doesn't make any difference. You get an idea for the game. I quite like this. It'd be nice if the sofa didn't, dissolve into a million different pieces just by a slight scrape. But it is a prologue, so it's not too bad. But I think we're done in here, actually. I'm going to leave the rest of the rubble. Since we've failed anyway. I don't think I can pick any of this up. So I have to take it. We can take it, but we can't take it Yeah, we can't take it completed, I suppose. Right. That is that done then. We've got a penalty, but that's fine. Let's close these doors. I'll try and get a few more of these things in, but I don't think I can squeeze that in particularly, so might get one more in. I'm not even sure we're going to get one more, to be honest. Yeah, this van is very small. Very small. I mean, in real life, you would definitely get more things in there. You can sometimes move things around and it'll get in there, but let's just go. So when you get back, you put your rubble sacks in the recycling zone, and I think at the end of each day or so, maybe when you complete the contract, actually, then you'll get some money for that. And bricks, they go over here. Hopefully you get an order in for some bricks, and you can sell those and send them off with the courier. So I think we can end. Let's just make sure we can. So if we go to contracts, I'm not sure if it's going to let me. See, it's not going to let me because I ruined the sofa. It's not going to let me. I had this before, which is why I ended up doing an extra contract and ended up completing the demo accidentally, because it wouldn't let me do this because I had stolen some items and it wasn't happy. And it's the same thing's happened here. I am just going to do that order, though, just in case it, even though it said it was 4 days, just in case it disappears, just to show you how this works before we get started. So after a job, you would come back in here, and yes, we can take this order. So I'm going to accept that order. Then you choose your courier. Now, I think small capacity should be enough for the items where... Now, is that enough? I think that's enough. We can select that, I think. It's only a ceiling light. It's only a sofa and a ceiling light. We should be fine with that. So once that happens, the courier then arrives outside, and then we have to fulfill the order. So we'll open up his back doors. Hopefully I can get this sofa in here. I should be able to, because I think it's the same van as mine. So we should be fine here. So we'll fill this order. This is just a very good way of getting some side cash. I quite like this. So we'll load the sofa in like so, and then I'll go and find the ceiling light, which I think is over here somewhere. There it is. Load this in, hopefully, as well. Please tell me there's enough room for this. Okay, I've just had a little bit of a rearrange. I think putting that in first, and then if we turn the sofa so it's upside down, should get it in here. It's a bit like a jigsaw puzzle. There we go. That's in there. Right. Close the doors. I think all we have to do now is go back to the PC and tell him to leave. So come here to orders. Click the order. Complete the order. There we go. So click complete the order, and then we get the money through an invoice. I think at the end of the day, I'm not sure if it's instant or not. Right, and that is the order complete. But yeah, that is a look at this game then. I quite like it. A few little things here and there, and it does take some getting used to with the camera and some of the controls, but once you do get used to them, it is quite fun. So I'm looking forward to seeing where this goes. Let me know what you think about it in the comments below, and if you have enjoyed the video, make sure you leave it a like, consider subscribing to the channel if you haven't already, and I will see you for another video very soon.